Hello again, friends, and welcome to another episode of The Downtown Dish. So glad you're here with us. Now, this is kind of funny, and I promise we did not plan this, but this week we are bringing to you an all city market episode of The Downtown Dish. That means we are going to be hearing from Carlos Mortera, who is chef and owner of The Bite. We are also going to check in with one of the Downtown Dish's original guests, Sue Patterson of the City Market. Lots of summer news and delicious produce to talk about. We're also going to check in with Nikole Ammer, owner of City Market Coffee. Want to give a shout out this week and every week to our incredible partners for making the Downtown Dish happen. Thank you so much to the Downtown Council, Katy Streetcar, Kansas City Downtown Neighborhood Association, and Linchpin Ideas. I don't know if you saw this week, but it's an exciting week around Downtown Dish headquarters, I guess is what we can call this. We're on social media, so give us a follow. We're on Twitter and Instagram, just hoping to make the show an even more robust experience for you. Give us a chance to weigh in. We've already got a great discussion going on Twitter of businesses that you'd like to see featured on the Downtown Dish, or maybe questions that you'd like to have answered on the show. Over on Instagram, we're going to have a ball. I'm going to go out, stuff my face for the good of the Instagram story. So give us a follow. Make sure that your feedback's being heard. We want you to join in on all of the fun. Before we dive into our City Market episode of the Downtown Dish, wanted to send a big thank you to Riz Kennedy, who is graciously giving us music again this week. We heard her beautiful music last week on the episode. Be sure, if you haven't already, to connect with Riz on social media so that you can explore more of her beautiful music and also find out where she'll be performing next. If you've been out and about downtown in the last few days, you may notice that one of the streetcars has a new look. Streetcar 806 now comes complete with its own mask or face covering, however you want to call it. Isn't this so cool? This is part of an initiative to just continue to get the word out about the importance of wearing masks, how they can help keep us all safe. Coincides with some of the updated mask requirements that are in effect throughout Kansas City that include the streetcar. So check it out, and also please share a picture of the streetcar, maybe you in your mask with the streetcar in its mask, using hashtag MaskUpKC. Bravo to the streetcar team for making this happen. Friends, if you have been along for the ride on the Downtown Dish since we started, you will recognize a familiar face. Sue Patterson, Director of Marketing and Communications at the City Market, was with us on our very first episode, and now she's back. Sue, welcome to the Downtown Dish.
It seems like so long ago, and then again, it also seems like yesterday. It's good to see you.
It's so good.
It's such a weird time warp.
Time is weird right now. Time is really weird. Yeah, sometimes it goes fast, sometimes it goes slow. Wanted to check in on the market, and first of all, wanted to chat with you about, I feel like we're in prime summer veggies produce season.
Yes.
So how is the market doing? How are the farmers doing? What are you seeing kind of come into the market right now?
Well, since last we spoke, we're considered an essential service because we are a food hub here in Kansas City. So when we spoke before, we were limited to the sale of food only and edible items only and some vegetable plants. But now I'm happy to report we have all of our selling categories back online.
Excellent.
So you'll not only find farmers, but you'll find artists and crafters, and you'll find the prepared food items, and even we call it City Flea, like the vintage sale, that's back. It's only been back for a couple of weeks. So those people who like to, browse the books and the used items and all those fun collectibles can come back and do that again. So
awesome.
Everything is back.
Okay.
But produce-wise, yes, sweet corn is in full swing.
My favorite.
Yeah, we have a farmer. It's actually really early. So for those people watching who grow it at home and they're like, wait a second, my corn isn't, that's how I am. Wait a minute, where's my corn? He actually starts this stuff in hoop houses early in the season so that he has a longer season at the farmer's market. So Heck's come in from Westphalia, Kansas, and they have 3 beds, like 3 trailers full of sweet corn, and it is good. And then I'm going to publish in our newsletter, which I should promo here in a second, but I'm going to publish in this week's newsletter a little blip about how to prepare your sweet corn, because you really shouldn't do much, but there's a little trick that everyone should know so that you get the sweetest sweet corn.
I am obsessed with corn on the cob. I cannot wait to read this. I actually prefer to grill mine. I'll husk it, and then I'll do butter and salt and wrap it in foil, and I'll shove it directly in the coals. But I need to make sure I'm getting the sweetness. How do I get to the newsletter? Or how do I make sure I'm subscribed?
If you go to our website, which is thecitymarket.org, on the home page, actually on several pages, you'll see a little thing where you just put in your email address. We keep everyone's email private. We're not selling our list to anybody, so you won't get junk off of us. But and then you'll get a weekly newsletter that is just kind of highlights of what's going on at the market. We always include a recipe, just things you need to know that week at the market. So it's a good resource for everyone to get.
Perfect. And I want to circle back too, because I know, Sue, when you were on the first episode, you were coming out of the gate, safety first, for vendors, for visitors, all the business owners there. Any updates? Because I know too, as summer continues, we're probably seeing more people in and around the market. Any updates there in terms of safety that you have to share?
Well, back when we first spoke, we were still figuring it out just like everybody else. And it has since evolved. And and then, of course, the orders changed. And so the latest is we do, of course, require face coverings at the market in all of the covered walkways, the things that kind of seem outdoors but aren't. So anything that has a roof overhead requires a face covering. I know we're an interesting public space because we're largely outdoors, but so we still count though as kind of indoors. So anyway, you're wearing a face covering, whether you are in a restaurant, if you are under any of the walkways outside of the shops or what have you, and if you're shopping inside the farmers market sheds, you've got to have a face covering. We also now, and we're installing more and kind of better, new and improved. We did a rush job early on to kind of answer the call when it was coming out and things were changing so quickly. But now we have really clear, understandable directional signage that we're installing, and we are more clearly than ever directing traffic in a one-way pattern. That's been really hard to get people to see and understand when they're here. So we really focused on that, and we're installing that this week. And then there's just some odd little things, like we're asking people to not use the reusable bags, which is hard if you're an environmentalist. But you can carry your reusable bag, but your vendor is going to hand you your produce or whatever in a plastic bag, and that's to keep things from getting handed back and forth, which is what we want to avoid. Now, it's temporary, we hope. It's not a permanent arrangement. And then we really need to emphasize, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm not a dog lover, because I have 2 of my own, but we really need to emphasize there are no pets at City Market. As much as we love them, we can't have them here. And that is the health department, not us.
For the farmer's market, I'm very used to having cash. Are you seeing any changes there, or is that still kind of accepted when you're purchasing directly from the farmers and the artisans and the crafters?
Yeah, so far the vendors in the farmers market all are doing kind of both. They'll do both. But you bring up a good point. a lot of people are interested in finding out how we're handling SNAP, like the food stamp benefits. You get them on an EBT card,
right?
Like a debit card.
Yep.
And we are doing those transactions. So you bring your EBT card, swipe it, you'll get tokens. There's a booth. It's a socially distanced booth, so you don't need to worry about that. More and more people are now signed up for SNAP because of employment issues and what have you. So it's really important for everyone to know that. And you're still dealing with the tokens, but we are washing the tokens.
Okay.
And so that's all streamlined and set up so that it's still functioning and safe.
Well, and
there's also the double up food bucks too.
Oh.
So if you are receiving SNAP benefits, you can, with every visit to City Market, match your, say, $15 is the maximum per visit. You can match that $15 of SNAP benefit with double up food bucks, dollar for dollar. So basically you're stretching your amount that you can spend at the market that day to $30.
Wow.
$30 of produce. I mean, that's a really great benefit. So it's important for people to know about that.
And let's remind people, you had this great reminder last time, but of course we love our local and regional farmers there setting up typically on the weekends, but there is an abundance of wholesale produce all week, right?
Yes, we have specialty grocers, produce stands, the spice dealers. A lot of people think that the spice dealers are only a weekend thing, but that's because they just bring their spices outside the stores on weekends. And so it's really important to get that message out that you can get spices 7 days a week at City Market. So all those guys, and we've got really cool import specialty grocers, which right now it's really fun to explore different grocery stores, I think, because anyway, and I like little ones. So we've got a Mediterranean specialty store. We've got an African, South American, Caribbean store. We've got an Italian import grocer. I mean, and we've got also other stuff like a specialty soda shop. Kinds of stuff.
Oh,
I mean, if you like to eat, you need to come.
Tell us about the incredible variety of masks that you're seeing, or face coverings for sale with all your vendors.
So the face covering thing happened, and what I have done in my kind of research is I've stumbled across all these really cool masks that are available here at the market. It seems like every retailer and even some of our specialty grocers are selling masks that kind of fit the personality of what they sell anyway.
I love it.
If you go to Crossland Market, which is the African specialty grocer I was telling you about, they have the coolest masks. They're in like African and ethnic prints. They're really colorful. They're really, really neat. If you go over to Candy Wizard, they have novelty masks that are like candy, logos and stuff.
Yes.
I'm trying to get some other ones. Well, Hawthorne 109, which is our women's
love them
and gifts and stuff. She has really cool high fashion, like real on trend. If you're like trendy, like you like your fashion. And then Dutch Flowers has really cool bandanas. So there's all different kinds. And then during our farmers market, we have several vendors that are making masks. And one of the most popular is Cosmic Dyes, the tie-dye place. They have the coolest masks, all different colors. I'm not supposed to say mask. Legally, it's a face covering. But anyway, they have the coolest ones. They're really, really neat. We have probably like 4 or 5 different vendors selling them. One of our artist vendors is making them out of Crown Royal bags.
Oh,
cute.
Do they need more? Because I have a friend and a family member that have a large stock of those bags if they need extras.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure she'll turn them
See,
into
that's what I'm saying. Like, people, we got to embrace the face coverings. I mean, the safety is paramount, but like, have fun. Like, coordinate with your outfit. Pretend it's Halloween. Like,
well, and if you're like me and you're a little absent-minded and you have this great collection of face coverings at home and there you drive off without them, right? I finally taught myself, I hang them on the gear shift in my car now, so I always have them with me. But if you walk out the door without your face covering and you don't want to buy another one to add to your collection, there's still many places here at the market to pick up a disposable for just $1 or so.
Perfect.
So I just wanted to get that out there too. So don't like get down here and then freak out. Oh my gosh, I need to go all the way home again. So,
okay, yeah. That is good to know. And I know we've talked before, streetcar is a great source if people are maybe streetcarring into the market. Maybe they've parked elsewhere. They're just walking from another part of downtown. That can be a source too. So
yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, and you only have to wear your face covering when you're in those covered walkways that are kind of outdoors, but you don't have to when you are seated and eating at the market. We have lots of restaurants, so I just want to make sure that's clear. When you're ordering, when you're waiting for your food, all of those kinds of times, yes, you got to have it on. If you jump up to go use the restroom, put it on. But when you're seated and you have food in front of you, you can have it off.
And so I have to put you in the hot seat with our recurring question. And I know this is going to be tough for you, but can you give us a couple shout outs, favorite restaurants, bars, places that you're looking forward to getting back to?
Oh, come on. That's a softball. Actually, well.
Maybe we'll make a rule like it can't be City Market.
Well, I have to shout out Pierpont's always. That's my, right? The best bar. Love it. Would be Pierpont's. I also like Tannin. I know you're a Tannin fan as well.
Love it.
And those would be my top. And you know what? You turned me on to wine slushes. So guess what? Taste of Brazil now is offering 2 kinds of wine slushes. One's a peach sangria and the other, a peach Pinot Grigio, and the other one is a passion fruit sangria.
Okay.
They are amazing.
I'm coming. Sue, I'm coming.
They're so good. Yeah. They're really, really delicious.
I love that.
Yeah. An audience, support local. Please support local restaurants, grocers. We need those dollars to stay local.
Absolutely.
Now more than ever.
Yes, couldn't agree more. All right. Thank you, dear.
Katy. Thank you so much.
All right. You see me every week on the Downtown Dish, and I'm so grateful that you do. This week, I also had the extreme fortune to help host Art in the Loop's kickoff. We did it all virtual, kind of like we do these episodes of the Downtown Dish, but it's all about premiering this summer's new series of Art in the Loop installations. They span the streetcar line, and it's just an inspiring, incredible group of artists and art. And what's so interesting is that there wasn't a theme this year, and some of the artists were creating before the pandemic, before these important conversations and actions around racial injustice were really getting going. But to see what they did create and how it's speaking to what we're all experiencing right now is really some powerful stuff. So make sure that you go to artintheloop.com. You can download a virtual map that'll take you all the way up the streetcar line with all the works of art. There's art in and on the streetcar, at streetcar shelters. There's also a sculpture at the city market, and there's also interactive art on the kiosks at the streetcar stop. So really cool variety of mediums and techniques on display. If you'd like to watch the kickoff, it really was a beautiful virtual event. Heard from key members of the Art in the Loop team, and also got to hear directly from all of the artists. You can access that video anytime on the Downtown Council's YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/downtownkc. Friends, I am so excited to have Nikole Ammer, owner of City Market Coffee, with us. City Market Coffee, near and dear to my heart. Nikole, it is so good to see you through the screen. How are you?
I'm great. It's also wonderful to see you. Miss you.
Miss you guys so much. let's just get this out of the way, by the way. If anybody has not had the City Market Coffee Breakfast Burrito, stop this video right now. Run to the coffee shop. Get that burrito, report back. Right? It's the greatest breakfast burrito in Kansas City.
Yes, I agree. Everything has love in it.
Fun fact, let's have a little history because I had no idea. You were telling me something fascinating before we started recording about kind of the history of City Market Coffee and that you are the second owner.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, the person that started it was a wonderful human being, and he did so for his daughter. And as she got older, she decided to take a different avenue, which she does therapy for people with horses, which I think is wonderful.
Awesome.
But I worked for him for 4 years, and I was looking to move away, and he approached me and asked me what he needed to do to talk me into buying the place. And he definitely is somebody that has changed my life. So I've been at City Market Coffee for 12 years now.
That's so cool. And you were telling me, is it next year that the business itself will be a quarter of a century old?
Yep, 25.
25 years. Oh my gosh. Well, and it's so cool because I know you guys, so you've got the coffee shop there in the City Market. Maybe people don't realize too that you do so much, well, you do your own coffee roasting.
Right, we are one of the oldest roasters in the city.
And you roast for a number of other restaurants, right?
Yeah, we have close to 50 different wholesale accounts. We don't expand extremely wide because we're very particular about who we partner with. And we like, good people, good customer service, good product.
Yep, absolutely. Well, talk to us about the last couple months. Obviously, very, very challenging for everybody, but I know you guys have been working hard. You have such a wonderful team there. I miss the whole crew. How's it been going for you? What have you seen, or what are some of the bigger challenges that you've kind of had to navigate?
Well, luckily we've been open for so long that we do have a great support system. In the beginning, we did contemplate closing. We did sit everybody down and tell them even if we closed, they would be paid full time.
Awesome.
I pushed everybody towards the platforms just to keep the employees safe and to keep the community safe to cut down on the spread of the virus.
Like delivery platforms, Postmates, and that kind of thing? Okay.
Yeah, we're with 3 different platforms, which we were before, but unfortunately platforms do take commission. Because they take commission, our prices are a little bit higher on those platforms, so we pay a little bit of the cost, the customer pays a little bit. So I very soon after that decided to see what avenues I could take to save the customer money and to keep the money within the business, which we found Chow Now, and they created an app for us. And
awesome.
Right.
And people can still use that, and that's actually, I think you encourage that. People can basically pre-order and then just come by for pickup.
Yeah, by doing that, then we cut down on the crowds of people that come, because, we get very busy. Sometimes it's hard to educate people to do that because we get some tourists and they don't know quite what's going on, but we've tried really hard with signage, making posters and stuff. But I also think that it'll be really great when things get back to normal, whatever that will be. Because we've had plenty of lines wrapping around the corner. A lot of people, they're either scared and they don't get in the line, or they get in the line because it's huge and they know that it must be good. But I'm hoping that will create another avenue to up it just a little bit more, where we can get more people through because we can handle more. And that, a lot of people have talked about how much they love it. They'll just be on a run by the river and just place their order on the app and then run up to the coffee shop and pick it up.
Perfect.
So, yeah, it makes it a little bit easier because if you call in over the phone, it takes too much time to take credit card payment over the phone. So with the app, you're already prepaid. So it literally come in, say your name, and run away.
Awesome. Okay, so confession, I feel terrible. You haven't seen me in a little while, and we're going to change that immediately because I need City Market Brewed Awakening, your morning blend in my life. It is hands down my favorite coffee anywhere, not just Kansas City, anywhere.
We're very, very passionate about roasting to order. We don't ever have old coffee.
It's so good. Do you still have the kind of area set up at the end with like the drip coffee where you could bring your own mug, or is that suspended right now?
We fill up all of the cups. You are welcome to bring your own mug, and we just do a lot of sanitizing of, take your cup, fill it up, clean ourselves.
Gotcha.
If you order on the app and you want to bring your own mug in, you can just write in the notes, I have my own mug, and then we just wait to fill it up when you get there.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, and I imagine it has been tricky because one of the things I love most about your business is that space there in the market on the corner, that little upstairs nook. I just know at one point I'm going to write my best-selling novel up there. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But tricky
I know
is
at least 4 books written up there.
Okay. So I need to let the creative vibes flow through me. But tricky, as we were talking about earlier, when you go to reopen, because there is not a lot of space to spread out. But as you were saying, pre-ordering through the app can help a lot, and you guys obviously are just doing the best you can, I think, like everybody else.
We're really lucky, too, to be in the city market because even though you can't sit in the shop, we have a lot of outdoor seating.
Yes.
With the courtyard and the park and the deck. And so.
Yeah. Any shout outs that you'd like to give to some of your favorite downtown hangouts, bars, restaurants, where you spend your time?
I really enjoy, if I want a quick bite that's not extremely expensive, Win Pho. I like them a lot on Grand and 3rd? 2nd? No, 5th and Grand.
Yes, you're right. That's one of my favorites. Yep.
If I want a bar hangout, absolutely love the Brick. They started serving on the sidewalk, so that's nice. Mm-hmm. They were one of the first people to get the parklets put in.
Yep.
And then if I want to get fancy, I really love Grunauer.
Yes. Oh, I need to get to that patio. That's one of my favorite patios in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good food. Awesome. Well, so good to talk to you. Thank you for catching up with us. You will see me soon. So just, get that breakfast burrito ready. We'll definitely drop the link to the app again here on the show. So anyone who wants to order, if you can, use the app first and then just go in and grab your food. And Nikole, great to see you. Glad to hear things are going well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Grab your calendars because we are making some lunch plans for you. The Garment District Grooves concert series returns next Wednesday, July 15th from 11:30 to 1 p.m. right there in the Garment District Park at 8th and Broadway. This month, you are going to relax and groove to the sounds of jazz trio OJT. And again, 11:30 to 1, prime lunch hour. Bring a chair, bring a blanket, bring your lunch if you like, or you can buy lunch on site from Newt's Unique Kitchen food truck. Social distancing is encouraged in the park, but come out, enjoy some live music, say hi to friends and neighbors, and let's celebrate Wednesday. Wednesday's a great day to celebrate. Well, I hope you believe me when I say we did not plan for an all-city market episode of the Downtown Dish, but we are rolling with it, and I am so excited to welcome Carlos Mortera, chef and owner of The Bite and also of Pollo. Carlos, welcome to the Downtown Dish.
Thanks for having me, Katie.
So let's talk about The Bite first, get that city market vibe, and my gosh, can I just say first of all, I'm obsessed with your food.
Thank you.
Incredible.
I'm obsessed with my food too sometimes. I still eat the same sandwich since the first day we opened. So.
And which is?
I like the Señor Cham. It's beef short ribs, pickled onions, jalapenos, cilantro, spice, crema, queso fresco, and radishes. It's kind of like the sandwich that started the whole restaurant. I mean,
Okay.
we kind of built the whole restaurant around one sandwich and the whole concept around that, where we wanted to bring Mexican, Korean flavors to something that people are used to, like that are sandwiches. It's a good introduction to other flavors.
And it's your combinations are just. I will say I don't think I've had that one because I also have the issue of where I just get the same thing every time.
Yeah,
And I'm obsessed with the Bay of Pigs.
that's a good one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only one that doesn't have any Asian flair to it. But I really wanted to put a Cuban style sandwich, so that's
So good.
yeah. It's one of them. It's a crowd pleaser. It's a very popular sandwich.
It's so good. Well, Carlos, how's business going at the Bite now? What's reopening looking like for you guys? I know you were doing curbside
Yeah, well,
carry out.
we actually never closed down. We
Okay.
stayed open from the beginning when all of this happened. We were lucky enough to already do a lot of online delivery pickup business. So we just decided to adapt and, just close our doors, open our window, and push our online delivery and pickup curbside from the beginning.
Perfect.
We're just now allowing people in their restaurant just to pick up their food.
Okay.
Everybody's to go here. We are now just a grab and go restaurant. So we adapted pretty soon. We did some family style meals that people can pick up, some taco trays, breakfast burritos, and different stuff. We were always kind of changing the menu to adapt to different, with the punches as we went.
I love that. Well, and you bring up a great point, and we heard from Nikole with City Market Coffee earlier in this episode, but that is definitely a challenge when you look at most of the businesses there within the market proper. Just not a lot of space. But on the flip side, like you were saying, lots of outdoor seating, great little pocket park there nearby. Riverfront's not far away, so people can definitely, grab that food, and then there's tons of places to actually sit down and enjoy it.
Yeah, we're really fortunate to have a lot of good followers, good just regulars. A lot of our customers are downtown people that work there.
Okay.
So when everything happened, a lot of them were not coming in. So the way that we adapted is we started also picking up neighborhoods with some of our regulars and try to get orders for once or twice a week so we can get delivered to that neighborhood. Just different packages. Again, we did so many different things. We partner up with a brewery down here, Strange Days also.
Yes.
Where we were also doing packages with them where we provided food, they got the beer. It just coming with creative ideas to how can we renovate, how we can create money to pay our employees and pay our bills and try not to close our doors, because I feel like if we would have closed our doors, we would not be able to reopen. That was from the beginning. It's and I give the option to all my employees. They can keep working or they can go home and go on unemployment. Everybody wanted to keep working for the same reason that they might not have a job if at the end of this. So we were fortunate enough to have a lot of followers, a lot of regulars that supported us throughout this whole crazy thing. So yeah,
well, and I
we're
love
still
that.
Here and kicking.
I love it. I'm so glad. I love that collaboration. We're in talks right now with Chris at Strange Days. Expect them on the show very soon, and very pumped to. And I love that too, because I feel like it's, everybody can fill their niche, right? You guys have amazing food. They've got amazing drinks. Let's put them together.
Yeah. And we're talking to Damon, the head brewer, that he even we're talking more towards the future here. He's creating a beer that it's just going to be paired with our food and stuff like that. Just we're in talks with them to just some cool stuff that we might do in the future and collaborate and keep just keep helping each other. We're a community out here, and that's what I love about the city market. Between it's not just the market owners and it's just all the business around here that we all want to support each other and help each other out however we can and it's what when we first opened the restaurant, what always attracted me to the city market. It's the most diverse place in the city, and it feels like a community down here.
I love it. Well, and I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before, but I lived just down the street for 9 years. Just have so much love in my heart for the whole River Market neighborhood, for City Market especially. And I would just tell people over and over again, like the farmers market, incredible. But what's equally incredible is, I was like, you will not believe the array of diverse restaurants and specialty grocers all in that like 1 block radius. You can literally almost travel the world food wise, and it's incredible.
And it's something that we are very fortunate to have in this city.
Yes.
From the farmers market on the weekend, from just the sense of community here that a lot of people think this is just a weekend thing, but it's a everyday thing, and often I tell people that we're here and they're like, oh, I have never seen you, even though we've been here for 6 years. It's people just think we're only open on the weekends. So
well, and you're not, and everybody knows, let's reiterate, you guys are open. You can come in and get your food, just pick up. Again, lots of seating, lots of places where you can sit down and enjoy, or you can take it back home, whatever. Carlos, I'm going to cheat a little bit because this, like I said, ended up unintentionally being the all City Market episode of the Downtown Dish, which I love. But let's jump to the other side of downtown because I'm equally obsessed with pollo. I have had lengthy debates on Twitter about what is the best side. I'm a charred broccoli girl.
Okay.
But I want to try, there is a kimchi fried rice?
Yep, we have a kimchi fried rice and a kimchi potato salad. They're both delicious equally. I am more of a rice person.
Okay.
So I always go kimchi fried rice. I usually do, my sides are kimchi fried rice, the corn, and sometimes the mushrooms or potatoes. It varies. In slaw. I like slaw a lot.
I do. So. I love slaw. Well,
and we do a traditional creamy slaw. It's like mayo, sugar, vinegar, cabbage, and carrots. That's it. Yeah, just traditional. Yeah.
Well, and let me jump back because I got ahead of myself. So pollo, it's really built to. I mean, I see it. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Carlos. But you've got that just impeccably made. Wood-fired grilled chicken that you can kind of build your meals around. Great for family dining, especially right now. Is pollo also reopened? Did you guys stay open throughout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pollo we stay open as well. And again, we implemented delivery and pickup, and we pushed a lot of family style meals.
Yes.
Because you place out perfect, you can get a whole chicken and 4 sides, and feed a family of 4 for around $35, and even have leftovers. When we started the restaurant, I started a restaurant with my dad. My dad in Mexico had a rotisserie style restaurant. It was chicken.
Yum.
He had about 12 restaurants of those in Mexico. Back before we, long story short, economy crashed in Mexico. He had to shut them all down. That's how we ended up here.
Okay.
But we always talk. And when I was a kid, I used to go to his restaurants, and I remember working, and I always thought it'd be fun. Like I thought those restaurants were going to be mine someday, and I was going to help him run and stuff like that. So, fast forward to 2018 when we opened, I asked him, and we have always talked. He's like, hey, we should do something here with chicken. There are a few other places in the city that they sell grilled chicken, and they're good, but I always thought that we could do better.
Oh, and your
You know,
chicken
and
is the best.
we did so many tries and try to perfect the chicken, and I think we got it down. It has the smoky flavor, the char from the grill, and it's still nice and moist and tender. It doesn't get dry. That was one of the problems that I had with some other chicken places.
Yeah.
Is that if you didn't get it right off the grill, it was going to be a little dry.
Yep.
My other problem is like the limited size. I love sides. Sometimes I'd rather get a bunch of sides than the main meal. So that was my other one. I wanted sides and I wanted different salsas. So, it's really the restaurants I like to open and stuff that I like to eat and how I like to eat. And I love family style eating because you get to share food with everybody, start a conversation, and you get to order a lot more food and try different stuff. So that was the idea behind Pollo, is how we can mix something that is very simple, that a grilled chicken, and elevate it a little bit more. And
Would you say there's the same philosophy at the bite? Because I do feel like when I look at the sides at Pollo, I am seeing mixing of Mexican flavors and also Asian or Korean with the kimchi. And I apologize, I want to make sure I'm getting the correct origin there. But is that kind of the same
yes,
mindset?
I feel like Asian food and Mexican food, it blends really easy. The heat levels, the cooking styles, the ingredients are similar to a point. And just growing up, I'm Mexican, but growing up in America, we have friends and eating at different places. And when I was in high school, I worked at a Korean restaurant. I had roommates that were Filipinos, so I learned how to cook Filipino. I learned how to cook Korean food. And going to Pollo, that we're going to play homage to Kansas City by adding some ribs. Being a barbecue capital of the world, we wanted to do barbecue our own way. So we added the ribs as another alternative to chicken, and we do those in a Filipino style, which is adobo, Filipino adobo, soy sauce and vinegar. So it's a sweet, tangy, and savory rib that just kind of falls off the bone. Where we braise it, and then we throw it on the grill to add a little bit of char and smoke to it, and make these barbecue sauce with all the juice and
so hungry.
It really is. It's different.
It's so good.
And that's what we wanted to do. I will never do barbecue in Kansas City because I can't. I don't know. There's too much criticism in barbecue. There's too much preferences.
There's a lot of people that do it so well, and you bring this different viewpoint. So I'd rather see food and experience food through your lens, through your teachings, through everything that you've learned, and have a different but just as delicious and memorable experience.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted. We kind of have a setup with some of the dishes, side dishes, that we're kind of a barbecue restaurant because it's a scoop and go. We serve you in trays.
Yeah.
We have some traditional barbecue sides, but we made it our way. We're like the kimchi potato salad. We have black beans. We have Mexican corn, elotes.
Oh, yes, that's another favorite. Yep.
Yeah, it's really good. So we wanted to, something that people are used to, but trying to present it on our way. When people ask me what kind of restaurant it is, I always tell them it's a Mexican barbecue restaurant. Just
love it.
It's the easiest way to explain it.
That's perfect. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Well, my stomach is eating itself. So before I let you go so that I can stuff my face, our favorite downtown dish question. Carlos, any other, do you have favorite downtown restaurants, bars, hangouts that you especially love?
Man, it's been a while since I don't even remember what's going out, but El Lacerone is always was a great place to hang out. They have a great cocktail program.
They really do.
Pizza is delicious. The Record Bar.
Yep.
Where, good show, good cheap beer, and the brunch is, good because they have the Bloody Mary bar. That was another great place. And man, I'm trying to think. I just went blank.
It's like, well, you're busy keeping your businesses going, so but those are two solid. I don't think we've had the Record Bar. It's kind of funny, like we have a few places that have been shouted out repeatedly, and then every episode it seems like we have a couple new ones, and so I know some people out there are just making lists of places that they can hit as they feel comfortable to get out and about. But well, Carlos, thank you so much. So glad to hear things are going well. You will see me soon, both at the Bite and at Puyo. So really looking forward to catching up, and glad you could be here with us on the dish.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So again, we didn't plan all this, but perfect timing within this City Market episode of the Downtown Dish that the Shops on Delaware pop-up is back this weekend. So they had it last month. It's going to be back this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., right there along 4th and Delaware. Really, really exciting lineup of vendors and artists going to be there with jewelry, with local art, some glass sculptures, planters, delicious treats. So pop in there, pop in the City Market, just make a whole day of it. Lots of fun going on, and more importantly, so many ways to support our local businesses and our local makers at a time when that is more important than ever. What a fun, packed episode of the Downtown Dish. Again, this accidental all City Market version, I'd say it worked out pretty good. Make sure that you are also getting that City Market email newsletter. I cannot wait to see this trick that they're going to share with us about sweet corn. I just love corn so much. But thank you for tuning in. Be sure to connect with us online. Let us know what businesses you want to hear from, what questions you have. What are you eating and drinking? This weekend, I'm bringing it back home. I am drinking local in honor of our quarterback, Kansas City Chiefs Patrick Mahomes. Says, yes, Kansas City, I will be here for 10 more years. So I've got my Chiefs gear. I've got my Boulevard, including my Worth the Wait Imperial Red Ale, made specifically to celebrate the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So Patrick, so glad that you're going to call Kansas City home for the next 12 years, I think. And, if your schedule allows and you want to come hang out on the Downtown Dish, you're welcome anytime. Thank you all so much for watching. Riz, thank you again for this beautiful music. Happy weekend. Go Chiefs. We'll see you again next week.